Hello, my Grace Point family. My name is Deborah Taylor. I'm a diehard Bears fan. Go Bears. I'm here to tell you about my coming to Grace Point. I grew up in a small town in Kankakee, Illinois, south of here. My faith in God was tested at an early age. I grew up in a single parent home. My mom raised 7 kids by herself. I have 5 brothers, 1 sister. I also have 2 wonderful sons, Leon and David, who live in Texas now, and 2 wonderful grandchildren, Davon and Keena. Also have a loving stepdaughter, Natalia. Growing up in a house with so many people and being the youngest was incredible. There was some good times, some very busy times, and sad times as well. I consider myself the invisible child. At times, it felt like I was seen but not heard. I know my mother did the best she could while raising all of us as a single parent. I know that she loves me, and she now suffering with Alzheimer's and dementia, which has been a big blow to my heart and has taken some time to adjust to. I go visit my family every Sunday after church in Kankakee. Early on, I was faced with incest in my family. Don't talk, don't tell was the way in my house. What goes on in this house stays in this house. I found a way out from that. God somehow put a basketball in my hand at the age of 8 years old. I won my first free throw contest and fell in love with basketball. I grew up at Old Fair Park, playing every morning at 7 a.m. I played basketball from grade school through college. It gave me a sense of peace. I still feel I've got some skills. I did really well in college, but my brother, who had been taking me to school, told me one day that he couldn't take me anymore. There goes my dreams. I lost all hope and everything I had ever thought of being. I lost faith in God. Around that time, my faith seemed to spiral downward into a world of trouble. I began to crumble. Disbelief set in, and I went on a downward spiral. Like I said, I didn't have faith in myself, my God, or anyone else. I wandered about with no sense of direction, no passion, no purpose. I stopped trusting God, people, and everything else. I got involved with drinking and drugs. I was in and out of treatment facilities. It was a real struggle to come back to reality. After about 40 years, I began to realize that I was an alcoholic and an addict. After many trials and tribulations, I finally asked God to help me. I would say, "Where are you, God? Come back to me." On February 17, 2025, God touched me and said, "It's time." He brought me out of that miry clay of life I was living in. The fears, frustrations, and indecisions began to leave me. The world depicts consequences as negative. However, doing God's will and living the way that God wanted me to live has resulted in positive consequences, which led me to attend Banyan Treatment Centers in Gilman, Illinois. At Banyan, my belief system began to flourish. I started believing in something greater than myself, which is my God. I stayed there 30 days, and from there, I went into a residential program, which was right down the street from Grace Point Church. I was there for 3 months. It was like sharing an apartment building with others. The first week, I noticed Grace Point Church. God said to me, "You need to find a place to worship." In irony and obedience, I came to Grace Point on a Thursday evening to attend an AA meeting. Then that Sunday, I attended the 9:30 to 10:30 service. I was a bit intimidated, still struggling with low self-esteem and full of fear. I came back to Grace Point second time. No one spoke to me or acknowledged me. I cried, went home, shook it off, came back the third time. That third time, I got the courage to talk to someone and ask about the time the service started. That's when I found out something important. It's reciprocal. Whatever you put out there is what you get back. What comes from the heart reaches the heart. It wasn't all on the congregation. It was up to me as well to extend a hand and say hello. So that's what I did. The third time I came to Grace Point Church, I asked a lady named Jill about the correct service time. She gave me the time, walked away, and then turned back, came back to me and said, "Are you okay?" I cried. I said, "No, I'm not okay." She said, "Come sit by me and my husband." From that day forth, I gave my trust and faith back to God, back to the Lord. My self-esteem started to grow again. God led me to Grace Point and showed me people who really love the Lord and are great examples of how God would treat one another. I've had the opportunity to know some of the deacons and members of the congregation. They've been wonderful to me. I began to greet people with a hand extended. That way, they can help, but say hello. There's no running when someone is smiling in your face. I believe Brittany noticed me and I asked her if I could become a greeter. I love the Lord. I love this church. I love the way the people at Grace Point teach me and help me gain my faith back in God and in people. I moved from 96 Olson, which was 1 block away from Grace Point, to a three-quarter house, Serenity House. While I was there, the church paid my rent for 3 months, gave me $200 in Uber cards 2 separate times to help me get to work, and supported me in so many ways. When I did find a car, it had over $2,500 worth of work that needed to be done on it. The Grace Point Church helped me pay for that as well. I'm so grateful for everything they have done for me. I left Serenity House and moved into my own apartment. I got baptized on August 18, 2025, showing that God is my Savior and leader of my life. I love Grace Point. I love the way Pastor Dan teaches the word and gives a message of hope every Sunday. Grace Point is an awesome place to be, to grow, to get closer to God. I wouldn't change this for anything in the world. I got baptized today because the Lord is my life and my Savior. He saved my life many times, and I honor Him the rest of my life. And you should do the same. I know He'll do the same for you. Thank you all for being part of my journey, allowing me to come, worship my God, and to be present with Him and with others. Thank you.